gamma rays, asteroids, and supernovas. Although you've probably seen or read about these things in sci-fi films or books, they are actually real. Physicists from the UK and the US wrote a paper examining whether each of these catastrophes could remove all life on Earth. We aren't just talking about human beings, but all organisms. Birds, fish, reptiles, insects, and they define this scenario as a global sterilisation. So, let's get into it. Lacing up their gloves and stepping into the ring is contestant number 1, gamma rays. These are bursts of electromagnetic radiation arising from radioactive decay of atoms. Gamma rays are only emitted from highly violent events, such as an exploding star, and this leads to a gamma ray burst. The light emitted from a gamma ray burst can be greater than the light emitted from the rest of the universe, and a stream of intense radiation is unleashed. If such a gamma ray burst were to hit the Earth, it could eradicate the ozone layer and leave land creatures susceptible to extreme levels of radiation. However, marine creatures living at the bottom of the ocean would likely remain safe, since the large body of water will continue to provide protection from radiation, at least for those creatures living on the ocean floor. So a gamma ray burst would be deadly, but it wouldn't destroy all living creatures. Life on Earth 1, astrophysical catastrophe 0. Now, contestant number 2, an asteroid. Upon impact, a huge amount of dust would be ejected into the atmosphere, blocking radiation and subsequent warmth from the sun. Temperatures would plummet, plants would be unable to photosynthesize, and there would be mass famine. All life dependent on sunlight or warmth would die. But again, those living deep in the ocean, especially near volcanic vents which emit heat, could survive. Life on Earth 2, astrophysical catastrophe 0. So, neither gamma rays nor an asteroid would likely succeed. Introducing our final contestant, a supernova, otherwise known as an exploding star. An exploding star releases a lot of energy, which would travel via a shockwave, and if such a shockwave were to hit the Earth, it could carry enough energy that upon impact would transform into thermal heat energy, and in theory, it could boil the oceans and all water on Earth would evaporate. This event could kill all land and sea creatures. The fish are no longer quite so happy. So it appears that there is a risk that the Earth could be sterilised. But what's the likelihood? The physicists search for stars that are of sufficient mass and within the sterilisation distance of our planet. That means that the distance between the Earth and the star is close enough that the energy from a supernova could indeed boil the oceans and destroy all forms of life. Based on this criteria, they then calculated the odds that one of these stars goes supernova. The probability? 0.0000001% every billion years. So rest assured, we are pretty safe. And of course, if we did get hit by a supernova and everyone died, at least the coronavirus R number would plummet and social distancing would no longer be an issue. Every cloud has a silver lining, I suppose. You've been listening to an Easy Insight Short, where we summarise interesting academic research. Thanks for listening.